We are Anthony and Amy. We are converting our citroen really into an off-grid camper van. You should join us on our journey and watch as we work on it over the next few months. We have absolutely no experience, so if we can convert a van, you can do it too.
Amy's just cleaning the roof with white spirit before we're fixing the solar panels. What we did here was we were struggling for space on the roof, so what we did is we lay them out and put the width of the fan and try to connect the panels together, and luckily it's just enough room, because yesterday us hit the point where us thought there was no way of doing it. But what we're going to do is the back two panels, we're going to bolt them together, and it means it's just one big panel. We're going to get the front one fixed on first, which is just here. What I've had to do with these, because the ribs, we don't want to be in the trenches of the ribs, so we drilled pilot holes here, so we're sitting on the top arch of the rib rather than being in the trench where the water will lie. So I've just drilled through with a small drill bit first and then worked my way up to this size, and I've marked on the roof where the holes need to line up to. So we've got a selection of tools and items today. We've got the primer, which is a lot easier than using the hammerite. We've got the flange, which might not be needed yet on the first panel. We've got all of our drill bits, just 18 quid from B&Q. We've got these, what we used inside to tidy those wires up. We're going to use that as well on the roof, but we'll need a white spirit before we use them, just so it gets a good stick. We've got Sikaflex. We've got the nuts, the bolts, self-tapping bolts what came with the Renogy kit. Yeah, and that should be enough. What we've come up with is, where's the drill? So we've got a really small drill bit here, and as you can see we've already done our insulation on the roof, but this small drill bit I'm going to put through the roof, and then we've come up with the idea of getting a piece of wire, which is this, and we're going to push that through the roof, and hopefully it pierces the insulation and it hopefully comes inside, and then Amy underneath will know where the location of the bolts are going, and we'll cut a square out. This is because if we fit the solar panels and just leave them, we'll not know if we have a leak, and it'll end up ruining everything and running places we don't want it to go. And whereas if we cut a square out on the roof, it'll just drip. We can clean the vinyl, and then we'll also be able to fix it if there is any leaks. So it's just peace of mind. But yeah, we're going to jump on the roof. So as you can see, I used a little bit of wire, and Amy underneath was drawing a little box around where it was. So now we know we can cut out that bit of insulation. It's too dark up here. I can still see little bits. So the wire came down and made a little dent here and here. So we'll cut this square out, and then that lets us check for leaks once we've fixed the panels. And the same for there. So now, gonna go up on the roof. Amy will pass the solar panel, and then getting it fixed on. Number one of three. The second and third panel we're going to bolt together, so that means I'll use a step drill bit to put holes in the sides, and use the bolts provided, just instead of connecting the solar panels to a bracket. I'll use them bolts and connect them to each other, and then we'll just put brackets all the way around and just pretend it's one big solar panel. And now, once we've drilled the bolt through, the self-tapping bolts will be able to check on and make sure there's no leaks, and give it a few days and then patch it back up with the insulation board. We'll put it back in, and we'll foil tape over it, and then that'll be them done, worry free, without thinking there might be leaks. Sikaflex on the bolts. So this is what it looks like from underneath. We've just got to let the Sikaflex bond. But yeah, that's how that looks. We've had to make a right big change to how we'd fit the panels, because these ribs here, but what's on this bit, it would have been raised and it would have bounced up and down, which we don't want, obviously. So we had to move it up a little bit more, and it's just about to be on the edge of this archway, but it's not, it's just inside of it, which is good. I mean, they seem pretty solid. I'm just really not happy with this one, how it moves around. I mean, it is still solid. So this is the idea. We're going to make it into one big panel. I've put the brackets on this end and the far end for now, because they're going to be bolted in the middle, and then we'll just have brackets along this, and it's nice and smooth for it there. But here we're going to have to do the same as what we did with the other panel. That hole is fine, but we're going to have to drill another pilot hole here, because you can see the gap there. It goes, well, it'll not go into the roof properly. And do the same with that side. So that hole's fine. Drill a pilot hole about there. It's just like what we've done on here, just to make sure it's on the top of the arch and not in the trench of it, because water sits in here. Well, you can see there's a little bit water. That's just condensation as well. Yeah, Amy's just getting the wiring gland, and we're gonna see if it'll fit under this section, which is this flat bit. There's a flat bit there, so it's gonna see if it'll fit under the solar panel. Because we could do that first and then bolt the solar panel down. We'll figure that out, but at the minute we're just testing it out, and we're happy with the way that looks, and we're really happy that it fits and our measurements were right. We've got a little bit here of a gap, which is good, even though we've tested it and the fan doesn't even move past its length. So today we're going to put the other two solar panels on, and we've realised that we've only got probably about that much in the tube left of Sikaflex. So we've just had to order some online, and it's not coming till the 10th of November. Today is the 6th, so it's quite a delay. So what we're going to do is we've just put the brackets on each one. So we're going to bolt these together. We're not going to do that yet though. So we've put a bracket on this one, this side, and on the other solar panel we've got a bracket on that side. So then when they're bolted together, we're going to just judge the space that we've got on the roof and make sure that, like, them brackets are going to be flush and not go into a ditch to where you can't drill into. We're also going to have them on the top as well, because it's going to be like one big panel, so we want to make sure it's secure all the way around. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today, and we'll have a look at our to-do list and see what else we can do until the 10th, because it's 4 days waiting and we're not just sitting about. We can't be doing that. Right, so we've stopped doing that now. The problem with it is, if you look at these 3-way connectors, we've got a big pack of spade connectors, so we thought we'd be fine with them. But as you try to put them in, the insulation, this stops. Amy's just cutting these down because they're far too long. We're feeling like we'll have to force them in. If you look, they've got miles to go before they actually get inside. We can use the insulator terminals. I've just got to crimp them in a way that fits flush and can slide in the end. So when we come to connect the LEDs, you'll put the negative of the LED spade connector onto here and the positive of the LED on this one, and then the flow carries on and goes to the next ones where we'll do exactly the same. So we've just been to screw fix. We ran out of these female spade connectors, and you get 100 for £3.62. We only need about 6, but that's the smallest pack you can get. These were wrapped up while us were driving. So basically, the reason why we've got some crimps before is because we bought this from Amazon, and it's a crimping set, so you get the crimper with it, and you also get all of these, and we were using these, so that's why I've just had to buy more, because you only get so many. Right, we've just realised that the LEDs are actually a male spade connector, so I'll probably have to cut them off in future and add them red ones on that we've just bought today, to connect to the three-way connectors. Amy's just now got the sticks like turbo, and she's gonna, because we put self-tapping bolts in for the solar panels, this one's wobbly, everything else is fine, but that one isn't, so Amy's just going to go around with this sticks like turbo and put a lot of it on the inside. Yeah, so watch. That one's wobbly, so obviously it's not secure. Oh, Amy's already done that one. I didn't realise.
It's because I got my finger.
Yeah, so Amy's going to thicken the glue around it like that on each one. The reason why we're putting this sticks like turbo on, we tried to get some washers and nuts, but because the self-tapping bolts, we can't get it past the end of the like drill bit of the end of the bolt, if you know what I mean. We tried for ages in B&Q with the little pick and mix stand to try all different bolts and stuff, and we can't. And now that we've actually put them in, I don't want to take them out and then put bolts in. But that's why we're doing our own van, because we'll know the ins and outs of everything and we'll be able to fix anything what needs fixing. Whereas the motorhome, you take it to a garage, Jesus. Rip your eyeballs out. Yes, that's another one done. And when all that sets off, we'll be putting the insulation back in and foil taping over it. And it'll be like nothing ever happened. So Amy's just got the porta potty and the shower tray out of the garage. We did send our old shower tray back. If you watch our previous video, you'll see it was a pretty small one. This one is going to need to be trimmed, and I was watching Greg Virgo's video. He uses shears, metal shears, and just cuts a nice line. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, because we did wonder how we would trim this without cracking it or breaking the plastic. If you want to demonstrate sitting on Amy where your knees go and stuff compared to the last one, it's slippy because you've still got the cellophane on.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, so
I would say trim it
even a bit, even more. Sit down. That's perfect. I mean, your knees are within,
well,
because it's like a longer rectangle one.
Halfway then, in here.
I'd say a bit more. I'd say make it the same width as this, all the way around.
It's Ant's turn to sit on now. He's got longer legs.
I've got loads of stuff in my pockets. Yeah, but see, if I'm sitting comfortably, my knees are still within this, because this is a rectangle tray. The last one was a square, so our knees wouldn't have been comfortable. Plus, when we're showering in this one, we've got a bit more room as well.
Yeah, I'm excited now.
The more we trim off, the more we're going to have for the lounge with the boiler underneath, the lounge seats.
We also said in a previous video that we wanted to try and keep the full window on shore.
But if you look behind here,
it's black anyways.
Yeah, you've got black to here. So even if we did it just, well, even if it was a tiny bit into the window,
it's not so bad as if it was taking up like this much of the window. But yeah, happy?
Yeah, definitely.
Happy with that.
Yeah, obviously we've got to judge how thick our walls will be as well. It mightn't be as close as this, obviously, because there's going to be walls. We're not sure what to do with this because it's such a tricky shape. We have seen people do Reflectix over it, but Reflectix doesn't insulate or anything. It's got no insulation value, has it? But yeah, I think we'd have to probably make it the same width all the way around. So it'll probably be just in front of these little nodules. Because we also want to put the boiler about there. Because as I was saying on a previous clip, I think you were at the shop, if we put the flue vent over there, the window's gonna be open sometimes and the fumes will just come straight back in the van. And it's a flue for a reason, to get rid of like the combustion gases and stuff in it. So if it was here, still could draft in, but it's not like directly below to come in when we've got the window open. But yeah, it might seem like we're blabbering on, but this is pretty much 90% of this van conversion is standing, talking and worrying about things and ordering the right products and thinking of the best way to do it. Looks so much easier when you're watching people on YouTube. We knew it was going to be a challenge, and that's what we're loving at the minute. We love a challenge. But yeah, the boiler should be this side, flue vent in the middle of the panel outside or whatever, just like we've done the water vent. So maybe a bit further down, somewhere around here. I'll just put a little mark in, just to remember what we've been seeing.
This is where we're going to leave today's video, so thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button to support our channel, and if you would like to see future videos, please hit subscribe and the notification bell.